Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
And today we see about the bulk user addition for group. Let's say, for example, you have 10 users. You want to add all those 10 users to one group. From this API, how you can do that? For that, first thing is you need to open a Postman. Before that, you need to create a file. Excel. I'll create a file. My requirement is like I'll create a new group. Book AP group. I want to add a few of my users. Let's say I want to add 5 users to all that group I create. Like I want to add to this is my group. I need this group it first. I'll copy this group it. Open the Postman API and here you can see the environment variable. Write this environment. Quick look, click that and here you can see an option called edit. Click that edit. Here you can see an option called group add. Enable that group it first. It will be like this before, it will be blank only and you cannot see even this one also. It will be blank. It will be like this for sure. It will be like this. What you need to do is we have to enable this group it alone. Made this change here. Copy this group it from the Okta console. This is the group that we want to add. Copy this group it and paste it in this Postman like this. Click save. That's it. Now you have defined this group 8 as an environment variable. What you will do is you have to add the users to multiple groups. Sorry, it's the same group. Multiple users to same group. Now let's see how we can do that. For adding users to the group, you have to go for group membership operations. In that you can see add user to group. How you can do that is let me show you. First and foremost thing is whenever you are adding different groups, get that group membership first. Sorry, get that group it first and make sure you are updating it here. Once you have updated the different group, it's that you are getting click save and go to in the bottom. You can see a button called runner right in the bottom, right side bottom. I click that runner button and you can see an option to there is an iteration before that. What you want to do is you need to select which action that you need to perform. If you remember for adding user to the group, this is the task or this is the API task that we will be using. Just drag and keep it here. You can see. If you drag this, automatically all the 3 will be coming here. But we are going to use only the add user to the group. Let's uncheck the remaining thing. Now it is done. Now, the action that you are going to do is just for adding user to the group. Which group we have already created. We have already defined this group environment here. Now we need a users list. Let's say 5 or 10 users. How many users that I want? For that, what I need to do is I need to create a file. Says. Let's create an Excel file like this. I'll mention here like the user aid. What is that user aid? The value should be like this. It should be like this: user capital IND. Because this will be the one that will be picked up all the time whenever the Excel is getting read it. Go to this user capital. Now, here I can add all the users that I want. Just a user that I want. I can add all the users. Open the users. If you want again user 8, we need to again go to Okta. Correct. You need to go to October, else you can download a report. You can go to API, get all the users, user 8, and you can copy from there. Also see getting the user 8. This is the one of the way. How you are getting like this. This is one of the way. Another way, you can do it from Okta API, or else you can do. What you can do is you can download a report from Okta for that group aid, user aid. You can get all those from that Okta report also. It's just in term, that's it. Copy this one user aid first, paste it here. Second user, paste it here. And third one. Totally, I have added 3 users. As of now, just 3 users. Just to show you a sample, save it. Say it should be saved as a CSV file. Make sure you are saving it as a CSV file. You can name something whatever you want. Click Save. That's it. Close this. Now go to this window. Go to this Runner tab. Drag this copy and drag this task and check all the remaining tasks. You need just only add user to the group, and here you can see an option called the select file. Select the file that we have created. Whatever the file that we have created right now, you should select that file. There is. I have added that file here, octapsv. You can see the iteration is 3, which means I have added only 3 users. If you remember, we have added only 3 users. And also you can select this preview button also. In that you can see how many users you have added. If you see we can see this added 3 users. It's just a preview button and click Run Groups. That's it. You can see 2 to 4, no content, which means that the execution is completed successfully and we are getting the response properly. Now let's go to this groups. Here you can see 3 users are added. Now, whatever the 3 users that we have added in an Excel, from that Excel it is added now. In this way, you can able to add all your users into a single group, whatever you want. Now, let's say you want to add some set of users to some other different group. First thing is go to this API, open this environment variable, click edit. Change this group it value from the old one to new one that you want to update. Update the group it value in both the tabs. Click Save. That's it, same thing. Go to Runner again. Copy all the user rate in a single Excel sheet. CSV file. Upload the CSV file in this option. Check whatever the count that we have given, that is coming as an iteration or not. Then start run. And once you click start run, you should be getting this 204 written content. If you see it says 204. If this 204 comes up, then you can confirm that it is added successfully, the user. We can use it for vice versa as well. That means, no, actually you cannot do it. You want to add one user with multiple groups, right? That is not possible. You cannot do it from here. For that, you need to use that PowerShell script only. Just try this out in your system now whether it is working or not. If you have any queries, let me know. You can check that out. Today we'll see about this. What flows also open it connect and worth flows also in common. What is worth and what is open it connect? It is very we guys are coming across that all the time. For example, if you are installing a new app in your mobile, the first and foremost thing whenever you install that app and you trying to access the tab, it will ask you to create an account. Or you can use your Google account. What you will do, you will click that Google account option. Because you have already created a Google Mail aid, you will be having a Google account already. What you will do, you click that button automatically. It will be taking you to the Google screen. There, you need to approve your request. I want to access this application. Once it is approved, what it will happen in the back end? Automatically your Google email aid will be populated in your application that you are trying to install now. You installed now. This is the process that is happening at the back end for OpenIt and Workflow, which means you are going to use the OpenIt source available to make your application an access, or you to make your application to provision access for that user. That is a common definition for OpenID, Connect and Workflows. Both the process are taking place in the backend. Whenever you are clicking the Google icon or Facebook icon to create a new account inside your application. If you see, I can show you the Zoom login. If you want to install the Zoom button, a Zoom application, your mobile or even in your system also. It is asking either sign up. If you see, just a sec here, you can see you have given an option to create an account manually, or you can use any of this source. If you have an account at Google, you can use that, or if you have an account in Facebook, you can make use of it. What I'll do, I'll use this Google account option now. If I click this button, see, it is taking me automatically to Google page. Accounts Google come and I need to use this mail ad. Once that is done, again this URL will be coming back to the Zoom page. If you see here, I have whatever the account that I have created at Google. That information has been populated here. If you see, the time zone automatically picks up my sign in it. My email, it has been picked up automatically. Should also be my first name. Last time, you can see my first name. Last name has also been populated from Google. What is happening in the back end? What is happening behind the screen for this action? That's where this OpenID and Workflow comes into the picture. In the back end, this OpenID and Workflow is taking place. You're seeing something. No same thing will be applicable for your organization also. For example, you have here what is the IT tier. What is an identity provider? The identity provider is nothing but Google, right? Because we are going to get our identity from Google. Google accounts, data store only my accounts. Everything was stored here. The identity provider is Google. My service provider or the end application is Zoom. Whenever I'm accessing Zoom, I'm going to click that Google button. automatically. It will take me to the Google server and it will inquiry my details. Once it is queried, my details will be sent back to the Zoom application. All this process will be taken care by this Open It Connect to workflow. Same scenario in our organization. What we are going to do is we are going to make our Okta as an identity provider, and we are going to make the remaining application as a service provider if that application supports OpenID. Connect on auth flow. If the application supports SAM, then I think we have discussed about SAM. No worries, that is very common. You don't need to worry about that. But that application that you are going to integrate supports only OpenID Connect, then this is the flow that would do. It will work. The application will request for the user aid that is created and maintained in Okta. Okta will review that and it will publish that user aid information to that end application, and it will create my account there at that end application. This is the basic thing how OpenID Connect and what flow will work. Any questions on this? Before we take it to the R. That means this is completely different. Like SAM, right? SAM are completely different. Yes, the flow, how it works, that is different. But in terms of SO, it is common, because in SO, what we are going to do, we are going to get an account where it is stored in a single place, and that account information will be passed on to the end application. Same thing is happening in here. Also, we are storing the user information in Okta. That will be acquired by an end application, and the information will be passed from Okta to the end application. But the way it communicating between applications, that's what it will get changed. For SAL, it will be sending SAML request, SAML response, SAML assertion, and all but this in OpenID Connect. This will be taken care. That will be transferred in terms of JSON or in terms of some other different options are there. It will take care of that. This OpenID Connect as well. Let's know if we wanted to integrate to in our application. We need to again contact with the Zoom for the integration or not required of this open currents. You need to say the application. You are saying application team. We need see what we'll do is we are going to establish a secure connection between two applications. Whatever the configuration that we are giving, we need their information, that application information. At the same time, they are going to give a configuration application. They need our application information. But whatever we are sharing, whatever we are sending is different between SAM. In SAM, we will be sending the metadata. Application team will send the metadata. We will also send the metadata. But for them, it is different. They just need to share only the. For us, we will be sharing only the credentials. We will see how we are going to do that. Well, what you can understand the difference. You can see the different definition and differentiation. First thing, OpenID Connect. OpenID Connect. It's also a protocol. If you remember, SAML is also a protocol. This Federation is also a protocol. This is also a protocol. Likewise, OpenID Connect and Worth is also a protocol. But I'll tell you this OpenID Connect and what are. Like siblings or they are together. They should be always together. You cannot split. You cannot split both of them. You cannot use only. I mean, you can use Worth. But whenever the Worth is happening, OpenID Connect will also happen along with that. You cannot split like you can use. You should use only OpenID or you should use only Worth. No, you cannot define like that. Whenever the Worth is happening automatically, this OpenID will also stick together and it will be passed on. We'll see what is the difference in that. The definition you can see. OpenIT protocol is built on what's 2.2 protocol. I said, right, whenever OpenIT is happening, what will also be happening? That's the reason it says OpenIT Connect is a protocol built on what's a protocol. Both are same together all the time. You cannot split it all the time. You cannot split anyone, and helps authenticate the users, convey the information about them. It's more opinionated than the plain or 2 point to the X. I'll tell you what is the difference. The same thing in SAML. What we will do, we'll send a authentication information from identity provider to service provider. Same thing here in the Worth. What it will have, the OpenIT Connect. What it will happen is and what? What it will happen is it will send the authentication information from the identity provider to the end applications, which will help the end users to authenticate to that application. And if you talk about what is particularly used for authorization, OpenIT Connect will be used for authentication. What will be completely used for authorization? If you remember, in SAML both the authorization and authentication will be sent as a single assertion file to the application. But here OpenIT will take care of authentication. What 2.2 will take care of? Performing the authorization information. Sharing the authorization information. It can be to anything, like it can be to the applications, it can be to the API service, whatever. OpenIT Connect and what will be sticking always together, and whenever what is happening OpenIT Connect will also be happening at the back end, along with the OpenIT auth flow. And OpenIT Connect's main goal is to take care of authentication part, and what will be the auth main process is to take care of authorization part. Is it clear? Any questions on this definition? Both will be not taken care of by one. No one will be taking care of authorization. One will be taking care of authentication. Authentication, yes. And another thing is, you cannot just make OpenIT Connect alone work. You should make auth also work together. See in some assertion, if you remember both the authentication authorization information are transferred together. There is no two different calls, right? Same thing here. Also, both the authentication authorization information are transferred in the same way. I mean the same flow, same call. I can say, but two components are executing. That's it, just a second. Before we enter into what flows and all, we'll see what are all the terms available in what OpenIT Connect. We are not seeing anything because the Worth will be the primary role player. Along with that, only that OpenIT will come into the picture. That's what I said. Both are same. You cannot split down, split anything, split anyone, a component. We are going to see everything in Worth in terms of Worth automatically. This OpenIT Connect will also take care of doing it actions. That's the reason we haven't give specific. We haven't given anything related to OpenIT. We have given what specifically. And the first one is authorization server. What is authorization server? Authorization server is it's like a server. It's not like only a server. It can be a service also that issues access token. What is access token? For example, if you remember, we have seen right once what I did. I have entered to Zoom application. I have clicked that Google account in the back end. It takes me to the Google page. I have to select the Google account. Whenever it is asking, once I click that Google account that I want to access, automatically that Google account information will be sent from Google server to my application, Zoom application. Here, which is authorization server, is nothing but a Google server. That's what. Here it says the server that issues the access token. Access token is nothing but an authorization confirmation, authorization information. In this case, Okta is an authorization server for our case, for our application case. We will be having, instead of Google, we will be having Okta as an identity provider and the end application as an application. Same thing we are in our scenario. We are going to make Okta as an authorization server, because Okta is the one who is going to issue the access information or authorization information to the end application. Right? Access authorization is nothing but an Okta here. Resource owner. The second one is resource owner. Resource owner. Who will be the resource owner? For example, the data, the content, or the attributes, everything that is stored for your account. You are the owner for that account. If you want to change your first name, last name, what you will do? You will be the one who will be requesting the app team or admin team to change your first name, last name. Here it is very clear that you are the owner for your resource. Right, same thing here. Also resource owner. Normally your application can user that grant permission to the resource server within an access token, which means, see, if you remember, I have access to this Google page. I'll show you again. I have access to this. I have clicked this Google page. It is taking me to the Google page. Now it is asking me for which account I have to select and which authorization I have to give here in my Google. In Google, my account has been stored in Google server. For that, I need to approve it, or I need to give a confirmation that take this account as a reference, or take this account as an account that needs to be created in Zooms. You are the owner. You are the one who is approving it. Now, for example, if I want to access your account, your Google account, even though I enter your account like this, Gmail.com, you are the resource owner for your account. Automatically, you need to approve this. Either you need to enter your password, or you should go through the Google Authenticator flow. Then only your account will be created in the Zoom application. This was one of us, nothing but an user. End user who is requesting for access. Those people will call it as resource owner, and the data where it is stored, that is the place. We'll call it as authorization server now client. What does client in this scenario, in a Zoom on Google scenario that we have seen, right? Zoom application will be the client, because the client is the one which is requesting the Google authorization server to give the resource owner details, because Ashwin is trying to access my Zoom application. Ashwin's account is already available in the Google authorization server. Zoom will be talking with the Google authorization server, which is a client. Client will be talking with the Google authorization server. Google's authorization server. Google's authorization server will share the resource owner detail from authorization server to the client. That will call it as client. Is it clear? Now the fourth one is resource server. We have seen the authorization server in the first, and now we are seeing about the resource server. Authorization server is nothing but the server or the service where my data is stored. Now the data has been sent from authorization server to my client. In the client, there should be some space where my processed information should be stored. My processed account should be stored. That will call it as resource server. That's what here it says. Accept the access token. Access token in the sense the token or the authorization information that is being generated being sent from the Google server. To Zoom in the Google server, my account and my user information will be stored. If you see in this case, this is your application. Is it clear? The resource server. See 4 things: authorization, server, resource owner, client. Authorization server will be the Google server, a resource server where our information is being stored in the application end application, or the client. I am saying, and the client is nothing but an end application, and the resource owner is nothing but you. Your information is being transferred. You are the resource owner. Resource owner. The person of the end user owner is no, come again. Resource owner means because I'm the using like no my user ID and password. I'm the resource owner. Yes, the resource server. Resource server, a Zoom application, is the client. Right in that client, there should be some space to store my information, to store the resource owner information in the Zoom application. It can be user it's stored. It can be, just an email, it alone save anything. It is just it needs to be there in some part to save that information. Maybe save my session. That's why this resource server will come into the picture. And access token and access token. Access token is nothing but an authorization information transferred from the authorization server to the resource server. From authorization server to resource server, the data is being transferred. How it will be transferred? That will be transferred in terms of access token. What the token? In the sense, if the token will be in the format of some alphanumeric value, what the token will be using. The purpose of the token will be is to, whenever you want to get more information at the at the authorization server, the Google server, you can make use of this alphanumeric value token to get the details again. Let's say, for example, you have integrated your Zoom application. Now next thing, what you are going to do is you are going to import all your contacts that is available in Google to Zoom. For that, what you will do, you will give a like. There might be a button to import users or import contacts from a Google. What you will do, you will click a button called import contacts from Google. What you will be asked? Again, it will be going to the Google server. In Google server, your access will be validated. Your account will be validated and your contacts will be shared. But if you have this token, the validation will not happen because you have already an authorized person. You have that. The token will be issued by the Google server only. The token will be transferred from the application to Google server again to get more information. The first and foremost thing will be just an authorization information. If you want more information, like on contact details or some mail details, whatever you want, you can get it from the authorization server again and again with the help of this access token. Is it clear? What is refresh token? For this access token, there is a limit. There is an expiry date. I think there is around 2 hours of expiry date. Is there right for this access token? For example, if you already requested, already authorization has been completed for your account. Your account has been created at Zoom. Now, you want to import all the contacts that is available in Google to Zoom. That time, this access token can take care of getting your contacts without any authorization process at the Google end. But if the access token got expired, a reference token will take care of that. What is the purpose of that reference token? The reference token will be used as a piece of information which will be contacting which authorization server. For example, here for us, the authorization server is Google. We know that. How we know that? With the help of this refresh token will have the details that to which authorization server it needs to get the information. Again, with the help of this refresh token only, it able to get in touch with that particular server, Google server or Okta server, whatever it. That is the purpose of this refresh token. This is just a token. It's an alphanumeric value. It will be like that token will be validated at the application end. I mean the Zoom. Sorry, the Google application end to get or to release a new access token to your system or to your Zoom application. The next one is a common word flow. This is just a flow that we are going to see now. In terms of theoretical, but we'll be having a different flow diagrams also. No worries. As of now, we'll see in terms of theoretical how the flow works. What flow works? The usual worth two-pointer grant flow looks like this. Client. What is client? Client is nothing but an application, Zoom application. Client requests authorization from the resource owner, which means my information will be stored at the Google server. I have to decide which information I need to pass on. I have selected that in the Google screen. I have to select that account. After training account, and I have to enter my password, credentials and all. That's the first step. Client request authorization from the resource owner. I have entered the user ID and password. That is the authorization from my say the source owner. If the user gives authorization, which means I have entered the user ID and password, the client passes the authorization grant to the authorization server, which means the client have to request that information again to the Google server. In the flow diagram, you will understand this. This will be somewhat complicated. What it will happen is it will be rotating inside again and again. But in the flow diagram, you will understand. Let me jump to the third thing. If the grant is valid, the authorization server returns the access token. I said right, once you enter the user ID and password in the Google screen, Google login screen. Once it is validated, the authorization server, which is a Google server, will issue an access token to the client, which is a Zoom application. Now the client uses the access token to access the resource server. The final step is the client. Client means the application will use. The application will use this access token, which is issued by an authorization server on a periodic manner. The access token will be issued on the first step itself. By using that access token, the application can able to get the information. For example, if you want to import contact details in near future, once you log into the Zoom application, if you want to get the Google contact, you will click that import Google contact button. Automatically this access token will be used, and that access token will, with the help of the access token, automatically it will again reach to the Google server. In the Google server, again this contact information will be imported to Okta or imported to Zoom application. That is just the overall flow. First thing is the end application will request the client, which is an end application, will request the details. First, it will take us to the Google server page. In the Google authentication page, you have to select the Google account and you have to enter the authentication. Once that is done, it will issue an access token. With the help of that access token, you are going to get all the details going forward from the Google authorization server. This is the overall flow. I mean in terms of common, I'm saying, but there are different types of flows available. We'll see the different types of flow. No worries, just keep this in mind. In what? There are multiple flows available. Each and every application will support different flows. That's the reason it have a multiple flows available for just for auth alone. For example, one kind of application will support a authorization code flow. One application will support client credential flow. One application will support resource owner. Another application will support authorization code with piece. But this implicit flow, right? The last one, implicit flow. I think we are not using this implicit flow recently. In any other configuration, instead of using implicit flow, we are using the fourth one, which is authorization code flow with piece. That is the one. Any questions until this? Before I go through the flows, how you can do, I'll show you how you can integrate an OpenIT connector or web-based application in Okta. Here you can see there is an option called OIT, OpenIT Connect Flow. Normally it should be OAuth, but they are giving OpenIT Connect because both OpenIT Connect and what are together. And whatever we have discussed about the flows, everything is just on the OAuth flow because whatever the OAuth flow that is happening along with this OpenIT Connect will also takes place. That's the reason they haven't given any OAuth specifically. Click this OpenIT Connect. Once you click this, you will be getting an option here in the bit in the below. Either that's a web application, it's a single page application or native application. This should be confirmed by the application team. They have to confirm that. First and foremost thing is they will say like, I want to integrate an OpenIT Connect application with Okta. Likewise, application team will say, and you have to ask them, what is that application? Whether that application is a web application, it's a single page application, or it's a native application used for desktop and mobile. We need to ask them, what is your application type? Based on that only we can able to select which type of application it is. I'll go with the web application as of now. Click next. You will be taken to the window, integration window, and you can see there is an in name application name that you want to, that you can enter, and also you can give the logo here, the application's logo. Now you can see the grant types, which is nothing but an different types of flows that we have seen, right? This thing I'll show you, just as of now. Keep in mind, you can leave this thing. I'm just going to show you how you are going to integrate an app and how you are going to share the details. In SAML we have shared the metadata, right? Same thing. How we are going to share the details here in a OpenIT Connect applications. That's what's it. Next one is you will be asked for two details. One is signing. You sign in all and a sign out all. To all, you need to get it from the app team. Normally, they will give an error like this. It will be having a callback or something like that, and you will be given an option to enter the logout page. These are the two URL that you need basically, and also the basic URL. Basic URL is nothing but an URL that you have until the .com. Only you need these three information. Before that, you need to understand or you need to get an information what is the type of that application, whether it's a web application, it's a native application, or it's a single page application. That you need to get it from the app team first, and then you need to get these alls, three alls. Login all, sign in all, sign out all, and basic all, base all. That's it. No other changes. Click Save Waters. skip assignment group. Now click Save. That's it, your application has been created. Now you want to share details. I said right. You want to share a detail from our Okta to the application team. What you will be sharing is, you will be sharing two details. First one is client aid and second one is client secret. Client aid and client secret is very sensitive information. You should always send this information in a protected way. Either you should add the client aid, secret aid in an encrypted messaging forum like Zoom application, chat, right? Zoom application chat is an encrypted one. I think by using AES encryption, they have encrypted the chat. But if you talk something in Teams chat that is not encrypted, always don't share this client aid and secret aid in Teams chat. Either you can use email or you can use Zoom chat, because that is the only protected, encrypted way of transferring the data. Transferring the client aid and secret aid. The reason why I'm saying right, this client aid and secret aid is more than enough to get all the information available in Okta, because Okta is an authorization server. Right? If you integrate some client application with the authorization server with the help of this client aid and secret aid, that's it. Whatever the data that is available in this Okta, you can able to get all those data in the application and application sharing this client aid and secret aid. It should be very, safe, and also it should be in a very, you should protect it properly. And here you can see this is the client secret. And this is the client aid. Client aid and client secret. You have to share both the details to the app team. In the application, they will integrate something, they will have some configuration, and they will update this client aid and secret at the application here. They will take care of that part. You don't need to worry. Our task, that's it. Our task ends here itself. And if you want to assign users to the application, same thing how we did for SAML, go to this sign on. You go to this assignments tab, add users, whatever the users that you want. You can go ahead and add. Is it clear how you can integrate an app? And also I'll show you how you can integrate an app for a single page applications. Whatever we have seen is just for a web application. Right now, let's try to integrate an app that is single page in the sense that application is hosted in the browser itself. Some application will be like the token, same thing. You need to enter the sign on all. You need to enter the sign out all, a base URIs which is on base all of that of that application. Web means anybody can, anywhere they can use it. What is the single page application? See, if you built an application, that application should be hosted in a server application server web server. That will call it as web application, single page application. It's like a HTML application. You are not hosting that HTML application anywhere. You are just saving that as a .html file. And you are keeping that HTML file in some server. You are not hosting in a web server. You are not hosting in an application server. If you want to protect that application, then we'll call it a single page application. That's the difference. I mean this thing. You don't need to worry. They will understand what is the type of their application. They will let you know. Either it's a single page or it's a web-based application. But if you want to make it and make them to understand, you can mention like if your server, your application have a web server, your application have an application server where you have hosted, then I need this information. I need to make that as a web application. If you don't have any application like that, I have just created this application in a JavaScript, or I have created this application and just with HTML. I haven't hosted this application anywhere. I have just kept it in the server or in my local. Also, I want to allow all my users to access this JavaScript application or Hentim application. That way, you can use this single page application that time. That is the difference. Click Save and you can see you don't have an option to copy the secreted. You can see only client aid is there. There is no secret aid. The reason is, for example, if you have a web server, the client aid and secret it will be stored at the web server end. Because in the server it has some space to store the client aid and secret. As I said, it's a sensitive information. There should be some space to save it. But if it is a single page application, that single page application can be viewed by anyone. Right? That coding can be, that coding can be viewed by anyone. The HIPL page. How you can do that? How you can view the HTML pages? Click inspect. You will get all the HTML code here. Like this. Likewise, if you store this client aid in secret aid here, any of the end user, even if I don't want this client in secret aid, if I have this kind of option, I can able to get the client aid and secret aid, and I can able to integrate with Okta, and I can able to get all the users information. If you are going to integrate an application that is available in JavaScript, that is available in HTML, you should always go with a single page application, and in that you will not be getting an option to generate client aid and secret aid only. You will be having an option to generate client aid, not secret aid. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.